Well, are pretty weak these days. That's what I'm finding. They like to talk a certain talk, but when it comes to walking the walk, they don't have the answers. They run away like little bitches. We don't want to face our own stupidity anymore. This is a message to slide right off the bat, just in case she watches, because I tagged her for the last time. Hey, I don't care. You don't want to get with the truth? Fucking suffer your own consequences. I don't care. I know deep down in my heart, I tried. And that's all you can do. People don't want it. They go and make whatever they want. God gave the free will to people. You can't force yourself upon people, you know what I mean? You can only use their stupidity to help others. So that was the last tag. No problems. You never answered a fucking question, not fucking one of them, because you didn't have fucking answers. Nor do you fucking care what the answers are because you want to lead a simple kind of life where fucking hatred just fucking rules it. Can't get enough of Square, can't get enough of Dagburn, can't get enough of fucking Big Boss Lady, whatever the fuck else. That's the kind of world you want to live in? Fuck. Congratulations. Use your avatar any way you want. I'm just saying, the avatar is supposed to be a tool to grow the soul. That'd be a fucking failure on your part, wouldn't it? Bye. So, yeah, it just brings me back because I really don't want this for anybody. I really don't. But I was watching because I like to pay attention, you know what I mean? Check out certain things. Watching some Greg Locke. And anyways, he was talking about astro projection. Now, I don't know if I've ever astral projected. I don't remember doing so, but he said that Anton LaVey died of a heart attack. I thought his stuff, maybe it was essentially a heart attack, but anema or enema or something where your fluids, stuff like that. So I don't know if he was telling fibbers on his little fucking thing or not, but he knew a guy that knew his daughter or one of his daughters or something. You have to go check it out for yourselves. But here's the deal. He said that poor Anton got caught in the spirit world. They cut the silver cord or whatever it was. And but here's the thing. When Anton died, hasta la rumors. If you guys don't know who Anton LaVey is, he is the master and creator of the Satanic Bible. You know what I mean? He was the guy hanging out with your guys down in Nassau. And, well, he Ronald Hubbard there and Mr. Scientology. I think they were buddies too. But anyways, let's get on to Anton's death. Now, you never know what's true these days, but rumor has it when he died, he had his consciousness with him. Because his last words, they say, were, "Oh my, what have I done? Oopsie, oopsie, oopsie." I don't know. I'd hate for you guys to come to that point where it seems pretty stupid for me to say, right? Like you would want to be living in the truth, right? Like that only makes fucking sense. You'd want to figure out what your fucking reality is, but if you ask questions, you might find out you're not who you think you are. You know what I mean? And you just can't face that. Oh no, no, no. Let me tell you, it's tough, but it's all worth it. Especially, you know what I mean? If you knew somebody who'd already went through it, it probably only gets easier and easier, you know what I mean? But I'm just a cuckoo brain. No Mashiach here. Hey, I'll tell you what, I sure could pass a fucking lie detector test, I'll tell you that. I'm pretty damn sure I could pass if lie detector tests are real. I'm fucking guarantee you I could fucking then again, I've always said I've been willing to do whatever. Hey, do they have a way to test my fucking bloodline? Can they check and see if there's some fucking Christ fluid flowing in my head? Hey, I've even said, hey, all this suffering been for a reason. You know what I mean? So I can have my brain scanned and they could compare it to like a wartime veteran or something who just fucking seen the nastiest shit. And you can find out that your brain can get just as scrambled in your own home as it can in a fucking war. That's what I personally think. If given the right narcissists around you, she can become a fucking battlefield. Yeah, yeah. I only got the idea because of Mel Gibson there, Vintage. Mel Gibson said, no, I wouldn't let them inside of my brain or anything, but they can scan and they can detect if you've had PTSD, right? That's what Mel Gibson said. They said they detected a lot in his head. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking, hey, if there's no PTSD there, then yeah, I'm pretty sure there's fucking it's nasty in my head, just fucking full of it. But here's the deal. I get to show everybody we get to release it too, you know what I mean? We make the people take back the trauma that caused us the PTSD. You know what I mean, Vintage? It's all for me to hear to learn and to teach. Did a TikTok earlier. I understand why people are the way they are. I truly do. The system's set up for them to succeed, to be like this. But if you truly want help, there's nowhere to fucking go. You definitely. Do you know how fucking terrible it is to think that I'm not mentally ill and that, well, I do love God. I I hate saying it, but I think I was chosen by God to fucking do something special on this earth. So there's something fucking wrong with that. But if I want to say I'm a woman, that's not mentally ill. That's just fucking anybody gets in my way, I could sue them, get some money out of it. How dare you treat me not ladylike? Feed my delusions with money. But anyways, do you know what it's like knowing that you have to tell a story? Because if somebody told me they'd been locked up in the hospital 5 fucking times, I'd right off the bat, I'd start thinking they were a fucking dingaling too. But here's the difference. I would listen to them and go, "Holy fuck." Hey, maybe. Because here's the thing. When you work for God, you're bringing the fucking receipts. I'm not willing to make myself look stupid, Vintage. Not for one fucking second. Nor am I willing to let God look stupid. You know what I mean? But I can't make God look stupid. I can only make myself look stupid. But I guarantee, through the truth, I don't look stupid. Because I got the receipts, I think, to claim that I'm with God. Well, that's the thing, Vintage. We think narcissists are these just constantly evil, ego-driven megalomaniac. No, in fact, some of them are fucking psychopaths who will put on any face to fucking keep the delusion going so that people on the outside looking, you know what I mean? They're good. They're sociopaths. That's what they are. They're fucking like narcissism is killing the world. And that's the thing. They don't ever like to face their problems. And it's a real problem because it only creates more problems. You know what I mean? This is the thing. You should see the way I have to live around my kid, living in fear in my own home because I know they're liars. And I'm a 5-time violent, suicidal maniac who had to be locked up in the hospital. You know what I mean? This kid steals everything I ever had. Everything. I can't punish him or kick him out or this is the problem. Fucking niceness. Niceness and acceptance of fucking stupidity. I'll tell you, if I would have done any of the stuff my kid has done to me, my dad would have left me tits up fucking a long time ago and many, many times. Then again, I can't even kick him out of my house. He's a grown man, almost 21. But this is the thing, Vintage. I get to tell my story. The one thing I was worried about was, well, all my household stories. It's hard to get receipts. I don't like running around recording everything. I know I got some doctor's appointments recorded and some phone calls recorded, and it's because I felt necessary. And it seems like an awful advantage to record something, but when you're trying to fucking protect yourself and you're just being yourself, then I don't know. But I've learned so much. System is fucking corrupt. Like I came on here, Vintage, saying, "Hey, can I get some help? I think CAS stole a fucking baby out of my house. Do you think I could talk with somebody about this?" "No, it's your fault, Carl. It's your fault they took that child." Oh, okay. Thanks for the talk, guys. But you know how little me is. He fucking hates you. He's gonna all that hate, eh? All that hate. What if it makes him bake? All that rage inside that poor little man. Fucking pedo protecting fucking piece of shit that guy is, eh? Then again, I think the whole world is, you know what I mean? Trying to find others who think differently, you know what I mean? People who have been fighting to fucking, "Hey, guys, can we get those fucking flight log lists and take a look at the fucking million billionaires that were fucking there?" Like, "Hey, there's a lot to lead me to, Sir Richard Branson." I don't think he should be making rocket ships if he's fucking doing bad shit. But hey, Donald Trump loved the queen, loved her. Wonder if you had to talk about her son Andy. Like, what's Andy doing all the time hanging out with fucking Epper? And you just letting him off by taking a few titles away from him. And well, spending the monarchy's money on a payoff. Hey, I'm not making shit up. They paid a girl some money to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's public news. I'm just saying, if I were the queen, I have to live by the truth. Like, if there's one person in the world that should be living by the truth, it's somebody who calls themselves the fucking queen, right? You gotta lay the hammer down on your son just as you would your fucking servants. But that would be if you were a woman of God, but I'm pretty sure Queenie Meanie, she serviced Satan. You know what I mean? I know she looks so sweet, but she did create Andy. And while old Charles there, I don't know, he's got a lot of he likes to protect pedos too. Got a lot of friends. Now you guys go search that out for yourselves. Godfather of his children, and he never renounced the guy as the godfather. That guy's got a backstory. Fuck. Like, vintage, this is how stupid this world is to me. If you try and manipulate the whole fucking world, you should go down for like fucking treason. Like, you should be in jail. I cannot fathom for the fucking life of me why no major news has picked up on that Candace Owens fucking Marcone story. I can't even. Hey guys, this should be fucking huge. This should be fucking major, major fucking news. Hey, are there manipulators fucking over there in France? Because Klaus Schwab, WEF style, well, he's a penetrator and he tells you he's a penetrator and he's especially happy about one of his little young globalists. Well, he likes Justin Trudeau and, well, Emmanuel Macron, out of his own words. But then we still don't get it when the the Rothschilds are involved. Like that's something. Why is there no news stations with the fucking balls to fucking pick that fucking story up and help Candace Owens out? Get the word out there, but no, 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 no. Because it's better to fucking sit there and laugh at people like Candace saying, how absurd. How absurd. How could that be? There's no way. Instead of saying, hey, it's not a really hard thing for them to prove it. You know what I mean? It really would be that hard. Put all the speculation to end, but we don't get it. We don't get it. Hey, Vintage, I was thinking, hey, you know someone I could probably talk to? Maybe David Icke. I don't, but then again, how would you get a hold of him? You just sound like a crazy person. Try and drop that fucking email out, bud. Hey, I think I'm the Mashiach. I think I fucking went through a bunch of bullshit. And hey, I got a great story that goes along with it, along with a bunch of fucking weird videos, weird pictures, weird people, weird coinky dinkies. A lot of weird coinky dinkies. Well, I'll tell you, David Icke, this is why I always try and keep an open mind, but David Icke was one of the ones that kept my mind open to Elon because I loved Elon at the fuck. I loved him. This guy said he would pay for world hunger. All he needs is a plan. He knew nobody was ever going to give him a fucking plan. I bought onto it. Then it's like, oh, look at Elon. He just lives in this little place. He can have all these big, he sold all his house. Oh, Elon. He's in it to win it for humanity. Look at him. All these great electric cars. But hey, his cars will probably know you better than you know yourself. Imagine your transportation at Elon's fingertips. Anderson Cooper's mother. I don't know who that is. I've never looked into her. But Anderson Cooper, he seems like a really like either he's super stupid or he plays for Team Satan. But I think they all do. You know what I mean? Like I want to think that I'm wrong and everybody else is right. I really do, Vintage. But when I use my common sense, it tells me that people are just fucking stupid. Like, it visually, and me using my hearing, I didn't think Joe Biden was with it, okay? I really did, just based on a visual and what I was hearing. But when they investigated him for that paperwork and they said he was incompetent, therefore not responsible, I thought that should have made headline news. President deemed incompetent of fucking knowing that he had paperwork that he shouldn't have had. Should have been mainstream news. What do we do? Do we bring the vice president up? What are we doing? But no, America didn't care enough to even fucking ask the question. They just, the world's going great. We love Joe. We didn't know Joe was fucking an avatar until fucking he had to debate fucking Donald Trump. I mean, I think that's where I started losing respect for Trump too. I didn't think he did as well as he should against Kamala, man. I mean, I was thinking that should have been a fucking home run, zinger, binger, fucking bang, bang, no problems. But no, he struggled a bit there. That should have been an indicator. He might not be riding with the truth. You got to watch what he says. Is Obama an American citizen? Did you call finished when it wasn't done yet, Don? You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Like, people are saying Donald's just joking about fucking Canada being the 51st state. No, he's trying to fuck Canada, is what he's doing. And Americans think that that should be okay. Those tariffs are a big fucking go fuck your hat because my country's fucking stupid and gave our power to America. You know what? Literally, we fucking ship our oil to you guys to refine it and send it back to us at a profit for you guys. You know what I mean? Don doesn't tell you guys that though. You know what I mean? He doesn't tell you guys all the money, the vacationing money. That's nothing. Piddlywinks. The fact that we buy all your products, yeah, we make some of the car parts, but we're also the ones buying the fucking cars as well. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's a fucking clown. But like I said, Canada was smart. It would have been its own innovator. You know what I mean? Trying to bump its own people up and trying not to use the same old fucking bullshit. Like, our system is so fucking broken, and we don't get it, Vintage. We don't. Like, we've had to buy these car companies out. We had to buy their problems. They're so terrible at what they fucking do. The citizens had to fucking bail them out. Not only that, the banks too. We're not smart enough as human beings to say, hey, what if we put our money together to help each other? You know what I mean? Let's not give it to a bunch of crooked fucking losers. But this is the posice de resistance. This is what I really don't get, and I never got. This was always a question in my head forever and ever, like before the spiritual awakening. Okay, and you think someone like Donald, would take notice, but if Donald took notice, then he'd have to fuck all his friends. You know what I mean? That Federal Reserve thing, I think it's a scam. Nobody's actually lending us money. We're just printing it. You know what I mean? A- And then we're paying back interest to somebody who just collecting. They're just collectors. So they're scamming and they're just taking money from the world. You know what I mean? I'm guessing, if I had to guess, and I'm not saying this is true, we should all do our research, but the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds have got to be behind this stupidity. It is so fucking dumb. But for some reason, we have come into the world of perception where that's just the way it is. And there's nothing we can do to change it. We'll just get fucked forever. We'll let them fuck our children, our grandchildren, and well, who knows if the world even goes that far, you know what I mean? I'm worried that my grandchild's not even gonna see the fucking. I mean, I gotta give kudos where kudos is deserved. Kudos to Donald Trump for recognizing that men shouldn't be in women's sports and that men shouldn't be in little girls' change rooms, probably. Because I have a bad feeling if I'm gonna take my granddaughter somewhere and some man thinks he's a fucking woman and he walks in there, I'm gonna politely grab and ask him not. Hey, go use the boys' room. I'll guard. I'll make sure nobody hurts you. But you keep going near my fucking granddaughter, and if you insist on it, I'll insist on removing you. And if it takes me dying, that's what's gonna fucking happen. But nobody's willing to die for our children. It's like a Tito Ortiz thing. I want to outlive my children. You have to go check that clip out. Tito Ortiz says some of the stupid. He's a UFC fighter. He says some of the stupidest shit sometimes. He's fucking hilarious. When he said he wanted to outlive his kids, I was just like, he's probably telling the truth. Tito loves himself, so Tito. I love my last cat life. LOL. I used 8. I think this is the curtain call. I'm telling you, vintage. I'm telling you. I don't know where it goes. Does it lead to a new world? Can we build a brand new world? Is it an ending? Ending for lots and a new beginning for others? That's a possibility. You know what I mean? I really do think that that's a possibility. Are we in a simulation? Why do we do simulations? Take the good things out of the simulation and bring up the life. Leave the shit behind. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? We never know. I think we're limited to what we think the creator is, but for me, the creator, I'm vintage. I'm serious. When I try and think about God, my brain just fucking starts to hemorrhage. I don't know if we're in a simulation. I'm just like, hey, doesn't it kind of make sense? I have a simulation before the real thing. And the thing was, hey, maybe we got a whole bunch of opportunities and we're on our last ones. Which road do we want to take? Do we want the human species to survive? You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I think you always need stupid people. That way you can evolve. You know what I mean? But I think the stupid people way outweigh the people who are willing to stand up and do the right things. Because what I see right now is when people try and do the right things, they are fucking murder, death, killed, or they just suffer like Julian Assange. Can you imagine trying to provide your fucking country, or not even his country, the world? He was trying to say, hey, there's some dirty pool going on here. We as humanity might want to take a look at it. And we as humanity didn't get it when, hey, they just wanted to pound on Julian Assange, but charged with nothing, really. He bad. He gave out secrets and bad. But hey, this is how stupid I think Canada and America are. We allow secrets. we think it's beneficial to us because that's what they tell us. "Hey, we got this under control. You guys don't need to know. We'll tell you at the end." Believe us. I need I need somewhere Julian goes. Well, it doesn't make sense to me that Julian would be with the Rothschilds. I unless he's just part of the show. Maybe they're just telling us what they're doing, and I don't know. I think they I think they mentally beat him up so fucking bad, and the thing about it is, all that suffering he ever did, anybody who's responsible is gonna fucking eat it. That's what I believe, Vintage. What comes around goes around. Mike Pompeo will not be able to get out of his own brain. He will know he fucked himself to the highest degree. Finding out there's God and you are willing to take someone out to avoid the truth getting out. How do you think God feels if you try and block the truth? Probably doesn't go well for you, Mike Pompeo, but hey, we all make our own decisions. Was gonna be okay too for some reason. Mike Pompeo? No, he wanted to take old Julian out on a date. A date of never coming back again. I don't know. Like I said, maybe there's information out there that we don't have, Vintage, but the information that I have gathered, there's a lot of not so good people on the old Trump team. I don't know. I don't trust Marco Rubio. I can't tell you why right now, but I'm quite sure if I looked it up, I could find it. But I don't think Marco Rubio is on the level. I'm just saying, hey, any man of God, if like JD Vance is saying he's a man of God, if he was a man of God, he'd be going to Trump saying, "Hey, bud, I really don't think it's a good idea that we plant our flag in Gaza." You know what I mean? I don't want any part of that because if I have to fucking go to God and I have to eat karma, I'm probably not staying with him. I probably have to go to hell to eat my fucking karma because. But then again, hey, are you so far past now? You've just sent so many missiles and so much bullshit that I don't know. Tulsi Gabbard, are you with God or are you with Trump? Do you love your country more than God? Hey, it's a decision for you to fucking make. Want to keep fucking conquering? Well, it's only your brain you're conquering. But here's the great deal. Sometimes the great deal of suffering, if we're willing to accept it, can get us through something faster. You know what I mean? But who knows? How much time do we have, Vintage? How much time? I don't know. I don't know. I'm supposed to think that I'm crazy for thinking that there's a galactic federation of aliens too for some reason. And people only knew my story. And, well, are they gonna tell me, like, hey, I seen it on ABC fucking news. Israeli space minister claims there's a galactic federation of aliens. In fact, they've been in touch with Israel and Donald Trump. Donald Trump failed to comment. Now, is that Israeli space guy? Is he crazy? Or is he just trying to sell books? Because I think a book came, so you gotta ask yourself that. Then you gotta be like, "Hey, what about the Canadian defense minister who said, 'Hey, there's a galactic federation of aliens'?" Lots of information there with that guy if you wanna go check her out and check for yourself, but then there was, Dolores Cannon. She said some weird stuff too about the Galactic Federation of Aliens. Was she a government operative as well? Come to lay the seeds of the Galactic Federation of Aliens. But not only that, like I said, I've had some personal experiences, not with any aliens or anything like that, just seeing stuff in the sky and some weird people too. See, here's the deal, Vintage. Way back when, and I haven't went back on to reply or anything, I just fucking left it alone. It was weird at the time. Somehow we got to the point where this guy that's not even on my Facebook messaged we got messaging each other, and, he told me he was part of the Galactic Federation, and he made a group. Now, I'm not gonna tell you what that group name was because that's still a I know I shouldn't keep secrets. I shouldn't keep secrets, but he put a group together, and let's just say Carl wasn't having a good time. These people wouldn't answer him either. He's like, I'm like, who the fuck do you think I am? And why are you people making a group for me and all this other shit? Nobody will answer. All of a sudden, I see someone gets kicked off the group. I'm not in control of the group. I ask, and Buddy's like, hey, we let a fake one in. And then he wouldn't talk to me again. I'm just like, fuck it. Anyway, more Galactic Federation stuff. Wow. Vintage. If you go into my subs, the people that I subscribe to, there's a guy in there. He's called Plant Abundance. Now, he had a lot of weird videos like orbs and stuff too. And he had like these things that I had in my videos where they kind of look like tubes of light all the time dancing around at night. And I'd get those on my thing. Anyways, it's weird. But anyways, he's gone missing for a long time. But he had a lot of shit up about the Galactic Federation, and he took it all down. And then he came back and said that he contacts the gal it's all sorts of weird. You have to go take a look at it, but a lot of it has been removed, but I think the last little bit is on there still. I don't know, maybe I'm looking like a crazy person. Maybe he erased it all now. Who knows? What else was there about the Galactic Federation of Aliens? Oh, Donald always denies aliens, but there's an interview with him and his son, Don Jr., and he says there's something he wishes he could tell the American people, but he can't. But that's when I thought he was a good guy. But maybe he still is a good guy. I just don't know the whole story. Maybe he's playing the plan as far as Elon Musk is letting him. But then it takes me back to the art of the deal. You know what I mean? Like, this is a pure fucking resume to sign up with the devil. Like, attack, attack, attack. Devil would love that. Just attack for no reason. I love that, Don. Admit nothing and deny everything. Don, I'm the greatest liar in the world. Welcome aboard. And then we got always claim victory, never defeat. See, here's the thing. The devil is already a defeated foe. That's what I think. But I mean, if he wants to stay in denial with Don, it's better to humble yourself, kneel down to the truth, and say, I'm sorry. I want the truth. Give me the truth and take it. be reborn, but you gotta take the justice you deserve, you know what I mean? You can't just go running around the streets after you've been, like if you're Bill Gates or fucking Bill Clinton, say they were on Epstein Island, you just can't go around thinking, "Hey, I'm a brand new person now." You gotta pay for those crimes. You know what I mean? God wants you to know that, well, it's not good to fucking hurt children, you know what I mean? There's gonna have to be a price to pay. You just can't be reborn overnight. You just can't say, "I'm reborn," and no, she's a process. Always in the process of being reborn because you wanna be better and better and better, so you always that's the way I look at things, though, but we tell ourselves that we're weak little humanoids and that we're sinners and that we're never gonna be worthy of God, but we're all gonna go to heaven because, well, Jesus died for our sins, and there's nothing we have to do. You know what I mean? We can let them desecrate Jesus. We can let them blaspheme God all they want. It's okay. It's okay. 'Cause we can feel like we're part of a group. Can you imagine being a part of fucking Kenneth Copeland Ministries? How could you be so fooled? He says some brilliant things, but if you pay attention to that guy, in what world do they think Jesus would have fucking been down with that shit? Or Henry Hildebrand? Quite sure he'd be happy saying he was a son of God, but when you start asking everybody for their fucking money and everything, and then on top of it, you wanna dictate to them what they wear, what kind of car they can have, you know what I mean? You guys sign your house over to the church. Make sure Jesus in the flesh is taken care of. Oh my goodness. But there's tons of them, eh, vintage? Well, Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen. I think he's in bigger trouble than fucking Kenneth Copeland. He's a better actor. Kenneth will kinda let his true self shine out, you know what I mean? Old Joel, you ask him a question and he'll just fucking circle jerk ya. That's a tough one. I'd rather not answer what I think. I think most pastors are fucked. Vintage. The fucking clown over here. Like, I'm serious. I used to go over there, sit on a fucking picnic table where there was, like, a little stream, so you felt like there was water near. It was just a fucking perfect place for me to go and talk to God, right? Could you imagine being this shit turd who put up no trespassing fucking signs because someone told you that they were talking to God? What kind of pastor fucking does that? And then won't admit to it? Because when I had the conversation about talking to God back there, I was like, "Hey, you don't have a problem with me going back there and talking to God. Like, what you want to come back and talk to me about God, you know what I mean? Like, hey, do your pastor duties, you know what I mean? But no, no, no. So when he put the no trespassing signs up and I went there and I was like, why did you tell me it was okay to go back there? And then you put up this sign like a little weasel. And he's like, I didn't tell you that. And I was like, you damn well know you told me that, bud. We talked about how I talked to God back there and that you didn't really have a problem, but because you're a fucking coward, you decided once I left that you didn't want me back there. So you put up the fucking signs to keep me out of there because you didn't want me talking to God. Anyways, funny, funny. Could you imagine being that pastor, finding out you fucked with the Mashiach, and you gotta sit there and stand in front of your whole congregation, and you gotta tell them you're a fucking weasel and a rat, you don't know shit about God? 'Cause I got other stories too. He told me, 'cause there were people back there that were homeless, and he told me that, well, he was the hero and went and got them a meal and sent them on their way. "Hey, bud, isn't it your job to kind of show them the way? Hey, why don't you guys try and live in the truth? Is there something I can do to help you guys get off those drugs?" You know what I mean? There's a better life out there for you. You ever think about Jesus Christ? He's much more than what they tell you in the Bible. But that preacher man don't know about the real Jesus, you know what I mean? Real Jesus wouldn't let you lie to somebody's face and be a fucking coward about it. Ah, I love Jesus more than anything. The truth will get you everything you ever wanted. Well, not for me anyways. All I want is to be loved. I don't need human love. I know I got God's love. As long as I'm riding in the truth, I know I'm loved. And most of all, I gotta love myself too, you know what I mean? I gotta believe in myself. As long as I think I'm believing in the truth, I know I don't know the truth, but you gotta keep rolling thinking that you're people are nuts. We are the crazy ones. Yeah, vintage. That's the funny part. We're the crazy ones. What happens when you have to get upon the crazy train? Or you just don't make it because you decided to fake it. This little spiritual thing's all about authenticity too. You gotta find out who you are, you know what I mean? And, well, that's for stripping away all of your shitty parts. People don't understand that. They think spiritually awakening is about fucking finding your happy place. Although you will find your happy place. I had so many different little sections of my spiritual awakening I could tell you there at vintage where I was on top. You know what I mean? Just you couldn't stop me. I was like, fucking want the truth and that's it. Then it took a couple big lies to just fucking hammer me down, you know what I mean? But hey, lies. That's the biggest deception. You know what I mean? We lie to ourselves. We accept their lies. It's truly what witchcraft is all about. You know what I mean? Keep us trapped in the delusion of thinking what they want us to think instead of trying to figure out what we need to think about. What should be important to us? Should the children be important to us? Well, if it was the guy down the street, I probably could take care of it. But so Bill Gates, fella, he's just too rich, too powerful. What am I to do? Nothing I can do about that fella. He's powerful. Have you seen the muscles on Bill Gates? I should really fear that. That dork face. Scary. Hey, vintage. We don't even know what we're scared of. Fucking bunch of dorks. George Soros, fucking old Jabba the Hutt himself. Minions do my work. I'm just a blob of shit. but I'm powerful with my minions. Jedi mind trick. I make you perceive I'm powerful, even though I'm a big fucking slug of shit. And we fall for it. Congratulations, the world. Well, come on. Let's be serious. I've been watching a lot of Joseph Goebbels. I've been trying to see how, like, I was right. Like, I think I was right. Anyways, I've been trying to see how the Germans fell for fucking Hitler's little fucking charades there, but history might be repeating itself. Let's just say. There's a reason I call him Musker the Goobler. Did you see him with the chainsaw? There's always a fucking performance with that guy. I fucking can't stand living in this world vintage. I've gotta be honest. It's fucking dumb. It is so dumb. Maybe it's my bipolar, you know what I mean? But here's the deal. I'm willing to accept it's bipolar if people would just answer my questions and let me know where I'm wrong. Do I got a not a right perception of the world? Because to me, George Soros, well, he already sold out the Jewish folks once, you know what I mean? I but if it wasn't him, it would have been someone else selling them out. I don't know. I don't think I could sell my fellow humans out. Maybe I would try and help them and we could all hide away together, you know what I mean? Not George. He took it as a business opportunity, and well, look at where that business opportunity took him. He learned from the Yahtzees. Oh, what a student. Ah, he would not. Just because he sold his people out vintage, I know what you're thinking. Just because he sold his people at once doesn't mean you do it again. You know what I mean? Maybe he's a changed person. Would George Soros really be willing to try and fuck the world for his own personal gain? Is he that kind of guy? I would think that. I would hope that nobody would want to try and fuck the world, but if I was being honest, he's the type of guy who would try and fuck the world. You know what I mean? All that money he gives to American schools there to dingling the fucking best and brightest. Meanwhile, they're the most brainwashed. They're the ones most willing to take in the information that's given to them and not think outside of the fucking box. Yeah, Antifa. That's a George Soros special. It's gotta be Antifa. Can you imagine finding out there's God and you were even a fucking remote member of Antifa? You gotta know you're a fucking idiot. You better surrender to the truth. You better run around telling everybody you were Antifa and that you never want to be Antifa again. You don't want to hate other human beings. You want to sit down and have conversations and figure out why are you so different. Maybe you'll find out you're not so different. You know what I mean? Or maybe you'll find out you've been fed a bunch of bad information. You know what I mean? And just never been willing to learn. But now that you know, want to be with God, maybe you'll be willing to learn. Thanks, Nickel. Well, yeah, but sometimes they're real eager to give us stuff too. You know what I mean? You really don't know who to trust. You really don't. I'll tell you some of the people that I do like, and well, I like James O'Keefe. His show's entertaining to me because unlike Greg Locke, Deliverance, I think the only thing that can remove demons is the truth. You know what I mean? And when you see James O'Keefe and he makes these people like he's showing them right on their own video and they're spinning out. They don't even know what to do because they've got the proof, yet they're still denying it. They're it's the best show on TV. I'm telling you. It's my guilty pleasure. I love seeing demons just fucking I'm afraid of the truth. Oh, you like Rand Paul? I don't know. I'm not putting too much trust in any fucking politicians right now, you know what I mean? Like, if Rand Paul was a man of God, he'd be fucking standing up going, "Hey, Trump, you gotta stop this fucking saying you're gonna conquer Greenland. You gotta stop saying this, we're gonna take over fucking Gaza. We shouldn't be taking stuff from fucking Ukraine. Haven't they been through enough? We promised them the world. We promised them NATO. Now we're fucking." But then again, now you want to tell everybody he's a dictator. Meanwhile, he's been one for a long time. Hey, no one stepped up for those fucking Orthodox Christians that, well, were fucking, you know what I mean? Hey, it's just fucking game to them. We're fucking pawns in their fucking stupid fucking little games. Where they fucking conquer and take everything that we have. You know what I mean? But hey, they give us little stuff, brand new trinkets and stuff like that. Keep the best of the brainwashed happy. Oh, vintage. Huh. Yeah, yeah. I do. Out of politicians, yeah, he was the one. I'm surprised the American people didn't pick up on it. He was always telling them the stupid shit that Americans were fucking paying for. You would have think there would have been more of an uproar to begin with, you know what I mean? When you guys are paying, I don't know how much, just to test animals to see how much fucking cocaine they can absorb. It's like, why the fuck do you care? But Fauci's been pardoned. This is the great thing, though. I say they never, never lock Fauci up. I say they let him. He wanted the pardon. You fucking give it to him. You know what I mean? Right in that point where he knows there's God and that, well, you have to pay for your mistakes. Be awfully hard for Fauci, knowing that he couldn't go where he needs to go to get the help that he needs. Can you imagine that fucking karma eating it? I'm just saying, if that was not so good, that's a lot of karma. That's karma around the world. Around the world, around the world. Fauci's whole fucking brain just be going. And then you gotta know, vintage, my special message is one thing God's told me is tell people not to do suicide. Do not take the easy way out. Do not ever take the easy way out. Take your sufferings and get through it. Get help. If you need help, ask somebody for help. But don't let them do everything for you. Make sure it's help. Make sure you're willing to fucking help yourself. You know what I mean? And anybody who feels like they're being used because they're trying to help, you might want to let go of the fucking loser who doesn't want to help because it will serve you nothing other than your own fucking sorrow and your own demise. Yeah, well, these are special times too. I'm not saying everybody who, I don't know. It's just a message that I think I get from God. People can take it for what they want because I never tell them, hey, this is a message from God to you. Because my relationship with God is personal. I will just relay what I think. And well, that might just have been my head thinking it. You know what I mean? Then again, it makes sense to me. You know what I mean? If you're a real bad shitter, if you want to turn back to God, you're probably going to have to work for it. But, anyways, vintage, I might come back later. I don't know. I can't get any of these people to answer my questions. I fucking tagged the fuck out of 'em. Actually, I went on Charlie D. Charlie D was having a live, and I don't know what made me click because you almost go brain dead listening to that fellow, but so he wanted someone to talk to, so I sat backstage. He let me sit backstage for, like, I don't even know, 7, 8 minutes. I got tired. Then I went into his chat, and Sly asked me she asked me, she says, "Hey, can you stop tagging me? Hey, maybe, maybe if you answer the fucking question, Sly, and stop asking them. Maybe if you pull out the fucking comment in my comment section saying, 'I don't fucking care, Carl,' then I wouldn't tag you anymore." But I got the message, you know what I mean? It's too bad, Vintage. I want the best for everybody, but if you wanna lay in stupidity and fucking march to the beat of fucking Satan, so I don't know. I don't keep track of everybody. I just know that it's just real important to think that we're better than others, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about on this YouTube thing. What happened if the key was to find out you were no better than anybody else? Because that's not what I'm here to say. I'm not here to say I'm better than anybody else. I just try and live righteously. You know what I mean? I try and do the best I can with what I got, and people don't wanna be around me, don't be around me. In fact, I don't want people around me, you know what I mean, Vintage? After you've, had so many people that's the thing, though. Vintage, I always think to myself, like, I think I sound like I'm whining about all these people have done all this shit, but here's the deal, without these people, like the St. Thomas Hospital and the police and fucking CAS and my workplace and fucking just my family, the YouTube people, without them, I never would have found God the way I have. Didn't need them before, you know what I mean? Life was golden, I thought. Then he shattered and rocked my world and said, "You're living a lie, son." Wakey, wakey. And guess what? You're one of the few awake, and nobody's gonna understand what the fuck you're even talking about. And if they do, they're gonna ignore you. They're gonna run because they don't want to face who they are. But maybe they don't want to face who I am. But unfortunately, but who knows? Maybe the real Mashiach shows up shortly, and we can just get this party started. You know what I mean? I honestly hope. I do. Most of the time, I'm like, "Hey, Jesus, if you're coming, just ride through the sky, brother. You know I got your back. I'm with you, one hundo." But who knows? Maybe I'm one of those fools who's reaching. I won't have to reach for his hand. He'll know I'm here for him. He just has to let me know what to do. But anyways, you never know. You never know. I just think the best option is to try and be in the truth, Vintage. You know what I mean? If you're trying to figure out the truth, how can you be wrong? You know what I mean? And if you're not trying to hurt anybody and you're trying to help, or at least that's what you think, hey. Anyways, have a good night, Vintage, or a good day or whatever, and maybe we'll talk later or maybe another time on a live or something. Who knows? Maybe I should, Vintage. I should try and figure out this YouTube thing on the weekend so I can drop a link. But anyways, have a good night. Good day, Vintage.